March 18th, Mike Tyson Razor Ruddock dies. If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, it doesn't count.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Adi, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. It's time for This Week in Boxing. This week we're going to talk about Mayweather Pacquiao, Matchroom Sports, ESPN and PBC, and a whole bunch more. Start with Friday night's fights, which was Kamagai versus Gomez.
A fight that probably went under the radar, and look, I've probably said that 1,000 times because the fights are going underneath the radar because of what's been a ridiculously good year so far. Kamagai was the guy that obviously gave Guerrero huge problems, and not many people knew about him before the Guerrero fight. They know about him now, so Kamagai was expected to beat Gomez. Let's be honest, Gomez was almost like that name. He's got a bit of name about him, a bit of star power because of contender and who he's fought. But it was expected to Kamagai expected to not run for him, but beat him and kind of make his, if you like, a surgeon in American boxing. Yeah,
Kamagai just signed a big contract with Golden Boy as well.
Yeah.
You know, because Golden was trying to get back into the game after losing so much of their fighters, and Gomez came and spoiled the show in a very entertaining match. It was a very good match. Aggressive, fast-paced. The thing about Gomez, which Gomez was inactive for a while, aiming fighting for a while, and everyone knew he was on the slide. But he's actually put himself back into the pitch to make a very good payday. Because, you know, Kamagai, like you said, was a guy that's made a name for himself with the Guerrero fight.
Yeah.
Gomez just won.
I like Gomez. Gomez has fought at so many different weights.
Yeah.
Almost like a Josecito Lopez that we were talking about the other week. Where I don't even know what weight he is. They contend he was fighting guys. Well, I think he was 135 and he's fighting guys that are super middleweights pretty much.
Let's go with Saturday night's fight, the main fight. Bramer versus Krasniqi. Bramer's a very talented fighter. Okay, we all know what happened. He basically walked through, got to a couple shots, but walked through Krasniqi. It's funny how Bramer's been a champion for quite a while now, and he never seems to get the credit or gets talked about in the same mention as Kovalev, Stevenson, Hopkins when he had the title. Bramer's a talented guy.
A talented guy that hides in Germany.
I don't know if he's hiding, but
hides in Germany.
He's a much more complete fighter than people give him credit for.
He is, but all the light heavyweights, unfortunately, are based in America or Canada. All of them. I mean, there was a stage where obviously Bellew and Cleverly were over here, so it helped. But the majority of them are over there. He's got to fight a name now. There's too many light heavyweight, even a faded name, God forbid, a Tavares Cloud. Yeah. He's got to fight someone that has that adds to this record. Look, Krasniqi got beat by Cleverly a couple of years back. So he's just run through with you like Cleverly's old mess. I mean, don't know, Krasniqi's got better since then. But the fact is, he's fighting guys that have already been beaten by other light heavyweights. He needs to fight someone almost like on the Cloud, or even a Jean Pascal when he's come back, fight someone big, and then let's see what he can do against maybe Kovalev next year. Yeah,
well, as you know, that result, it was a 10th round ref stoppage in the corner. Like Krasniqi was all over the place, had cuts, he was hurt. It was basically a done deal. Let's stick with Jürgen Bramer as of now. Nathan Clefty was doing the studio work on Sky with Eddie Robson. He reckons he's got he reckons he's got Bramer next for September. Good fight or bad fight?
Bad fight.
Yeah.
Bad fight. Not because I don't think Cleverly's talented, because I still do think he is, but we've obviously spoken about it. It's not really his talent that everyone's questioned. It's his mental state. Where is he? Does he really want to fight? In the Bellew fight, like you said, he seemed happy just to say, I went 12 rounds with a cruiserweight. And I feel proud. Tick, tick, tick. And it isn't. So that's my thing. Is he going to get the fight? Of course he's going to get the fight. That's why he was in the studio. They've already pretty much set this up already. And you never know, but his hunger's not there for me.
It's not, hunger's not there. The thing about Bramer, which I mentioned a minute ago, is that he is a very good fighter. He boxes well on the outside, boxes well on the inside, moves well, got some power. If you hit him, he will hit you back. And he seems to have, I wouldn't say one punch power, but he hits you hard enough to get respect, instant respect, whereas Roa, who will knock you across the ring. And those type of attributes is not good for a fighter that is not fully believing in themselves. Let's start with Mayweather Pacquiao. As everything seems to start with Mayweather Pacquiao for the past couple of weeks.
As it should.
Drug testing. This whole silly controversy going on right now about trying to a £5 million fine if someone fails a drug test, which I think I understand the argument, but is it really an argument considering the fight's been signed, contract's been negotiated, everything's been done? Why is bloody Michael Conks bringing this up now and trying to negotiate this now?
Yeah, it's silly. You know, Marvin Hagler said, what did he say? He said, I don't believe this fight's going to happen until I see these guys step in the ring. Look, I'm not saying that, But now there's almost like they're almost giving reasons to like say, no, I told you I'm not doing this fight because blah blah. I hate when I see this happening. Drug testing should have been the first thing they spoke about, considering it was the thing that delayed the fight in the first place.
See, here's the thing: what I don't get about it. And okay, let me go back. I understand that the fighters themselves have spent money to prepare their camps.
Yeah.
So if the fight was stopped, saying, "Oh, 5 million goes to the person to go to the other party," that covers expenses.
Yeah.
But this is not a fight about expenses. I mean, let's be honest. £5 million Mayweather throws down the toilet. You know what I mean? The point I'm making is that if this fight was, if someone did fail a drug test, the fight is off. Millions of billions and millions of pounds are gone. Reputations are gone. People are banned from sports. People are basically will be effectively retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pacquiao, people said there's always been rumours about Mayweather and his relationship with USADA. If you didn't like the relationship with USADA in the first place, shouldn't renegotiate to have someone else do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's a tough one. But like you said, and I think the most important thing there is, what is £5 million to either fighter? When we're talking about Mayweather getting $120 million,
yeah, exactly.
probably $80 million. What's $5 million? We're talking pennies.
Exactly, so I don't get it.
It's almost like saying, if I was, honestly, this sounds bad, I would take the drugs and get fined the $5 million.
Yeah, let's go with Friday Night Fights. Al Haymon's PBC has now taken over Friday Night Fights. Friday Night Fights has its last show, I think, in May, and then they start in June with PBC. That's also going to be on ABC as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, Joe Tessitore and Ted Atlas keep their roles and providing bigger shows, better shows, less shows per year. But they're saying the budgets for the shows are much bigger, so better quality fights with, again, the still competitive undercard type fights as well, up and coming fights. I think it's a good thing.
I do and I don't. I do and I don't. I don't because I enjoy Friday Night Fights.
Listen, I love Friday Night Fights.
You know what I mean? To me,
my favourite
it didn't need to be better production. To me, there was something about the grittiness. It didn't need better production. I thought the fights were always competitive. I never looked at Friday Night Fights and thought, oh my God, someone got destroyed there.
And they made some real good contenders and world champions at that show.
Exactly, it almost built people up. I don't need
Demetrius Andrade.
There you go.
Provodnikov.
Thank you. I don't necessarily need to see a star on it, because that's not why I watch Friday Night Fights for. I watch Friday Night Fights for almost like why I watch youth football, if you like, just to see who's coming up. So for me, that format works. The reason I think it's okay is because, hey, more boxing. You know, we're going to get more boxing, maybe better matchups in terms of maybe a bigger name, but I thought Friday Night Fights didn't need changing whatsoever.
No, Matthews cards. This week they have announced 2 bumper cards, starting with the Joshua Johnson. Selby versus Goradovic. And Linares versus Linares.
Linares versus Linares.
Linares versus Mitchell. Great card.
Good cards. Good cards.
I'm excited for that.
It's good cards to look forward to.
2 world title shots. On the card. In, let's be fair, legitimate 50-50 type matches. You can't really say, you can't make a favourite in either of those 2 matches.
I think he's done well as well to get Linares over here for Mitchell. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Eddie Hearn's obviously got the money and the pull power to do that, and Joshua to fight Kevin Johnson. I thought that was gone. I thought kind of, if you like, Anthony Joshua avoided that little hump. Because Kevin Johnson is a hump.
He definitely.
He's gone back to it and said, okay, let's do that fight again. I think that's good. And you know you're going to have undercard fighters as well going to be there. Good match.
Let's talk about Danny Garcia.
What about Danny Garcia?
Danny Garcia released this week, had an interview and done a statement saying why he's not fighting at 140 this time. Why he's fighting at 143. He said the reason why he's not fighting at 140, that he's been at the ring so long that he can't make 140 in that short time, so he's gonna come at 143.
What short time?
Between the fight was signed to fight time.
Okay.
And then I thought about it for a second. Then I thought, wasn't your last fight at 142 as well? So what is he talking about? He can't make weight. He didn't want to make weight in the first place. He ain't defended his title for over a year by the time fight time come. He's saying that he couldn't make weight, but he didn't make weight in his last fight either. I see a line of lies.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't, you know, to be fair to Danny Garcia, and this is going to sound a bit silly, I don't think Garcia even wanted the Peterson fight. I almost feel like he's been saying he wants to go up to 147 for quite a while now, and I think after that Rod Salka, I think he wanted to go 147. I think he's almost been told to fight Peterson. I genuinely believe he wants to go to 147, and I think he's almost said, alright, I'll fight him, but because I want to go for 147, it's got to be 143 pounds. And because I think Garcia, as much as
He's thick set. He don't look like he makes 140 easy.
Yeah, he's not wiry or anything. You know what I mean? He's not very short either, so I can understand why he would have the problems. But as a professional, I think this is what you're saying. As a professional athlete, that getting paid millions and millions, which he is, to fight, make 140.
I'd rather just say, look, I didn't want to fight at 140. I want to fight at 140. Just say what you just tell the truth. Saying that you couldn't make weight, you didn't have enough time. You didn't want to make weight in the first place. You said it previously in other stuff, in previous interviews from last summer. So it's like you're lying to yourself. Proves that for the sport. After Bertobiev and Kovalev trading little beef online back and forth.
What, in Russian?
In Russian.
What is it in?
Bertobiev says that he beat Kovalev twice in the amateurs.
Which he did.
Kovalev's come out to dispute that.
Okay.
Saying that he gave Bertobiev all he could handle in the first couple of rounds, and then when he was tired, Kovalev was tired in the third and fourth round, Bertobiev still couldn't do nothing. And then he said that in the second fight, Bertobiev won the fight because he was like an independent, and Bertobiev was like the Russian favourite, Russian champion, and he came in by himself. So basically, the Russian commission basically gave Bertobiev the fight. But basically saying, Kovalev saying, shut your mouth, get your contendership up, and fight me.
Okay.
Yeah. But that might be okay. Bertobiev's not ready yet.
No, of course not. No.
But Kovalev saying that means the fight's gonna happen sooner than later, because it's been announced this week that the winner of Campillo versus Bertobiev is for the number 2 ranking.
Okay. Look, couple of things in there. Kovalev, anyone will go back and make excuses to why they lost. Yeah. We all do it. Do you know what I mean? Oh, this wasn't right. My shoulder, man. Everything make excuses. But I like what he said. Get your contendership up. Even he respects and knows that Bertobiev is there, but he's not quite ready. Fight a few more names. And you'll be ready. And it's a fight that needs to happen because, like you said at the moment, Stevenson's not going to fight him. After what he done to Pascal, I think every light heavyweight's running. Bertobiev's the only one that seems to think, I got you. Well, the rest just don't want it.
No, exactly. I think the fight's a little too early. I mentioned
2 or 3 fights too early.
Yeah, I responded to an email a couple of days ago and I said something like, in a year or 18 months, give Bertobiev like 3 to 4 fights this year, i.e. 2015, then early 2016 the fight could happen. You know, it's all good saying someone's talented, someone's skillful, but you need developing, you need seasoning. If you ain't showing certain looks and certain angles, you won't get it in the ring. You know what I mean? And right now, we've seen Kovalev what he has. Right now, as good as Bertobiev looks, we don't know what he has right now. Sticking with Stevenson, he said he was not impressed with Kovalev last week.
Of course not.
Yeah, how can the only person in the world that's not impressed with Kovalev, if you like the guy, if you don't like the guy, you have to respect the man's skill and what he done. He just stopped a fight that's never been stopped before. Sorry,
a fighter that I've never seen been hurt.
Yeah.
Even Hopkins, when it was a draw and Hopkins won, didn't see him hurt him.
Yeah.
Even it's almost like his stamina hurts him.
Yeah.
Not his physical. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You could be the biggest Kovalev distractor in the world, but you have to give the man credit for what he done in the ring. Except Adonis Stevenson.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
No surprise, the new Stevenson.
That tells you all about Adonis Stevenson. Kell Brook versus Jojo Dan is going to be shown on Showtime in the US. Yeah. I think it's a good thing.
Not only a good thing, it's an important thing. But let's on the flip side look. We done this Kell Brook Jojo Dan video, and we said, look, Kell Brook needs rounds. Almost not to put pressure on himself because I think he'll beat Jojo Dan quite convincingly, but just to get the rounds, just to see the way the injury is. You said you saw the injury on ringside and it was horrific. So let's see how he performs. I don't know if this puts added pressure on him now because look, you're almost showing yourself to the American audience now. It's a big American audience. They want to see Kell Brook versus someone big next. If it's not Amir Khan, they're talking about Marquez, talking about someone big. So no pressure. I
think it's a real good thing in the sense whereas it shows they're interested.
Yeah.
It shows that this fight is not really a marquee fight. It's not really a fight that you say yes. It's a shot you want to put internationally. For them to take that on board shows they're interested in Kell Brook, they're interested in the performance, and they've got a future plan.
They have.
And
Buffer's doing ring announcements as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Showtime.
What's Buffer cost? No, Buffer's coming over.
Buffer's
coming over. I wonder how much he gets for this.
Yeah, I know.
He said, oh, when Eddie Hearn asked me, I jumped on it. I was so excited. Of course, you're excited. You're getting paid to come over and do 4-minute work here and 4-minute work at the end of the fight.
And Willie Monroe Jr.
Okay.
I watched the. Was on Fire Hype this week, going through the interviews from the press conference. Where
I got something even better after. Yeah, even better.
And okay, we've seen Willie Monroe Jr. fight. He's a good fighter, not bad. But we both agree that he's going to get handed to GGG.
Yeah.
But I was very impressed with the way he carried himself at the event, talking about what he brings to the table, what GGG brings to the table, and how he sees the fight. He's one of those fights to me that seems like he has a bit of a throwback in him.
Okay.
Where he'll take a challenge. He's not scared to duck. He wants to be the best. He has to fight the best. So me by fighting the best, yes, it might be a little bit too early. Yes, I ain't fought no one, but guess what? I'm here now. Give the man credit for that. Even if he loses quickly or late, give him credit.
Yes and no. I give him credit.
Yeah, you give him credit because fighters now they duck so much.
I give him credit. I don't give his team credit. His team might look at him and think this is a huge opportunity fighting GG. Yeah. Remember, GG's not a pay-per-view fight or anything like that. So it's a huge opportunity in terms that you can get some money from it. I don't know how much money you'll be getting fighting GG, by the way. I don't think it's big bucks. But like I said, I almost feel like I didn't mean this figuratively. I meant this literally. So I don't mean this literally in terms of killing the prospect. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you never know what happens. Look, we talked about Rosado. Yeah. And Rosado got them kind of props as well. He went up from 154 to 160 to fight GGG. He hasn't won since. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He took a beating in that fight, hasn't won since.
And he was due a world title shot
against I remember, yeah. K9. Supposed to do it against K9. It didn't take that. Yeah. See? Yeah. And look what's happened now to Rosado. So it's risky in both sense. On the flip side of that, I don't know if you saw this. They had GGG on a board. They had a GGG. So I can't remember what reporter done it, but he said, okay, GGG, we've got 5 fighters. And he bring out the 5 fighters. It was Peter Quillen, Andre Ward, Chavez, Cotto, and Alvarez. Yeah. Said, who do you want to fight? The first fight said, but in least order, who would you fight least? And he put Peter Quillen. He put Peter Quillen's name on the board. He says, doesn't do anything. Doesn't bring anything. I don't think he's serious now. Yeah. Has no title. Has nothing. He's lost. And Cotto was obviously #1. Yeah. But it was funny to see how he did. He said Andre Ward. He said good, but. Andre Ward, we said about Andre Ward, it's a good fight. Everyone wants me to fight Andre Ward. Okay, but I want to clean at 160. Plus, Andre Ward, he's not a pay-per-view fighter. Yeah. He's not a pay-per-view fighter. What's the point?
It's the same thing. It's good though, because the same thing Andre Ward said, man, they're not pay-per-view fighters. Yeah. You're not a pay-per-view fighter either.
No, you're not a pay-per-view fighter. So I don't. And then first, last one, sorry, because we know about what he says about Cotto and Alvarez, very respectful. Chavez, he says, this guy, I want to fight him. Yeah. But what weight? He's got 160, no 175, no 172. He talk a lot. He talk too much.
I told you, it's quality. Chavez can't.
I'm going to put the link underneath the video so you guys can watch the thing.
Definitely.
It is fun.
Talking about Miguel Cotto, I've got Miguel Cotto on my list as well. Miguel Cotto apparently is going to fight K9.
That's what you know. We talked about this fight about a year and a half ago.
I think it's a good fight, but now I'm hearing that K9 might be fighting Timothy Bradley, and Top Rank is trying to steal K9 from Cotto because they're still bitter over the whole.
So K9 is the man in demand right now.
He's the man in demand right now. I think that's actually a good thing for K9.
I'm happy for K9, but
2-time world champion.
Very happy. He's going to get a good payday, and he's been asking for it. He's a nice guy. He's a man of God. I like his wife's his manager. So I like the whole thing for him. And the fact that he went to Molina's hometown and beat Molina for the time. This is a good fight for K9, Bradley, all that kind of mix. I'm sorry, for Cotto fans, they're going to look at this and think, what? Yeah. You're supposed to fight Alvarez. Yeah. You were talked about fighting Mayweather Pacquiao, and you're going to give us K9. Too risky a fight as well. That's what happened with Austin Trout. I think too risky a fight for Cotto, but if he wants to take it, hey, why not Cotto?
A weird one, a real weird one.
I like weird ones.
After last week's performance against
weird girls,
Kovalev, Pascal is saying he wants Stiverne.
Oh yeah, we talked about this one at work. You mentioned this.
At heavyweight, he'll come in at 205 or 207. And he thinks it would be a great Canadian event. And you know what came to my mind when I thought of this? Pascal wants to cash out. He wanted the Stevenson fight because it's a great Canadian event. He wanted the Boutte fight because it's a great Canadian event. Now he wants Stiverne because it's a great Canadian event. He's looking to capitalise on the most money possible within his hometown. He took the Kovalev fight because he thought he was going to win, and then he'll be on equal playing field with Stevenson in terms of what I bring to the table at a world-time champion. But Pascal is looking to maximise, it's not a bad thing, the most money he can for himself to come out of the game. He's been very inactive since the Hopkins fights, and I think he's ready to call it a day.
Pascal at best is a part-time boxer. At best, anyway. I mean, we're talking a guy that literally has 1.5 fights a year. And obviously, he's not fighting half a person, but in terms of average, he's probably fighting 1.5 times a year anyway.
Since 2000.
Yeah, I'd love to see the number of fights he's had since Carl Froch and the amount of times Carl Froch has fought. You know, in between that time, I think Carl Froch probably fought like 14 times. Yeah, but Pascal's probably fought about 7 or 8 times, and that kind of says where he is. Also, what that says about Stiverne is that he walks around Pascal probably about 202.
Definitely.
So we're talking about a guy that's literally going to not even really train. We're talking about a guy that's going to look good, but Because if he does train, he'll come down and weight. That's what actually happens.
Yeah.
So that guy's not going to really train.
And you're going to have a guy who's going to come in with... Braden Smith died in a boxing match.
Braden Smith.
Yeah, in Australia.
Yes.
Obviously, there were calls for him to ban boxing in Australia.
Yes.
First of all, condolences to his family and to everyone that was around in that scenario. Very sad time of boxing. You spoke about it on the Rise TV a few days ago. Has boxing overall done enough to protect fighters, you reckon?
Oh, no chance. Absolutely no chance. And fans are to blame. Look, fans, and I mean a lot, 99% of fans would rather see a good tear-up than a good boxing match. You know what I mean? They'd rather see that. Promoters don't help. Matchmakers definitely don't help. Matchmakers put some ridiculously unbelievably overmatched opponents together.
I'm talking about the fights you don't see on TV.
Yeah.
The ones you see ringside at some small hall show.
You think, my God, stop the fight. You can see, I mean, we've watched fights from the first minute. I'm like, this guy's going to get destroyed. Yeah. And stop the fight. Stop the fight. And no one wants to stop the fight. And referees, I mean, there's even referees now where Steve Smolder's a referee who people say likes things to continue. Yeah. And then you got other referees that will stop it early. It's just ridiculous. But I don't have enough stuff with medical records. You know, it's at the top level. Yeah. I think all of their boxes are ticked. At the lower level, our medical records looking at. You know what I mean? This is so much.
Don't want to go over old news, but last week on This Week in Boxing, we talked about the trainer. I can't remember his name now off the top of my head. That was caught for the medical activities thing.
In Mexico.
Yeah, Oscar Diaz. And then the week before that, we were talking about Joe McLennan. Yeah, and what's happening. And you know, overall, it looks like once boxing goes bad,
Jermaine Taylor. Still talking about fighting. Are you kidding me? Brain bleeds, mental health issues.
Once boxing goes bad, it just goes.
We've got a fight coming up in about 3-4 weeks. Provodnikov Matisse. Yeah. And honestly, it's just going to be war. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And look, I'm excited. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be war. But these guys, that's a dangerous. That's the kind of fight that damages you later on in life. It's the fight you don't recover from. Those kind of fights. It's so hard. Gatti Ward fights. Yeah. You just don't recover from this.
A little bit. Gary Cornish's manager, Tommy Gilmore, turns down Dylan White fight for a British eliminator. Okay. Saying why would we fight him? He's just come back. Obviously had a 2-year suspension, making obviously indifference about it, but saying it gives us nothing.
Yeah. The Highlander, Gary Cornish.
Yeah.
I've done a bit about him. Huh? I've done a bit about him recently. He's quite a good fighter.
Yeah. Look, I like him, but wouldn't you take the fight now? Wouldn't it make more sense to take the fight now?
I don't think anyone wants to fight Dylan White.
No, I don't know what's to fight Dylan White. No. But you said, okay, hear what I'm saying.
He was supposed to fight in Lewison, by the way, Gary Cornish. I don't know what's going on with that fight. He was supposed to fight in Lewison. That fight hasn't happened. The British title just seems to be in someone's loft somewhere. No one's fighting for it.
Hear my point now. You're saying that he's just come back.
Yeah.
He's had a suspension, this and that, so on and so on and so on. I'm trying to say there's nothing in it for you. Why aren't you fighting now while he's still rusty in a sense, then wait till you're both at a certain level when you're going to have to fight him when you must be better? I
get that point, but to me I also get the point where I look at
a risk reward.
It's a risk. There's no money in it. Let's be honest. There's no TV money. They're fighting and it'll be a small hall show. Yeah. Why is Gary Cornish is unbeaten? Why risk your unbeaten guy? Remember, if his manager's only got Cornish as he's one talent, why risk your one talent marquee payday guy against Dylan White? Don't do it.
But let's say chances are, this is boxing. Boxing has very, very small wheels, very, very small that turn slowly. In a year's time, they mostly still be around the British/borderline European level. Yeah, and then they'll get mandated to fight each other then, where it's a much bigger risk and the pay will mostly be relatively the same. Junior Witter.
Junior the Hitter Witter. So, Junior Witter, where's this guy?
He's fighting for the EU title on April the 17th.
Where? Somewhere.
France.
Okay.
Be honest, I'll tell you right now, I didn't know Junior was still fighting. I thought it was done. I thought when he had a little comeback, then he lost a fight maybe a year ago. I thought it was over and done with.
No, he definitely won his last fight. I think he won his last 2.
Yeah.
On the low key, won his last 2. You know who he reminds me of so much? Because I always follow this guy on Instagram, DeMarcus Corley.
Yeah.
He's fighting as well.
Yeah.
And they both seem so fit still. Yeah. It's almost like they both just didn't get the jump. You know what I mean? No. And I think they're still hungry. And I think Witter, his style is so awkward, he could cause anyone problems, but I don't know if that style works anymore. Yeah, no, good on him. Don't get good on him. 100%. I'm trying to say, getting an EU title shot. I'm trying to say, making some money, looking after yourself. Give him credit for it. Give him credit for it. But he doesn't take punishment either.
That slipped way under the radar because I didn't know that at all. Like, wait, how did that happen?
I want to try and get him on the phone.
Yeah,
I want to speak to Junior. Yeah, I want to try and get him on the phone and speak to him.
Last one I got, Mike Tyson movie. It's been confirmed with Jamie Foxx. Yeah. But directed by Martin Scorsese.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Change my for fuck's sake back.
Yeah, that is not.
Movie,
that is not. That is a serious movie.
I just don't. You know. I just don't see how Jamie Foxx plays him. You know, I could see how Will Smith played Muhammad Ali. No, you can see it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I just don't see how Jamie Foxx plays Mike Tyson. I like when Thingy played him, it was good. He actually looked a bit like Mike Tyson.
So, Michael J. White.
Michael J. White looked a bit like Tyson. That was quite a good film. It wasn't great, because it wasn't directed by no one special, but it was quite a good film.
It was a HBO TV movie.
Yeah. Alright, we got for next week's fights.
Next week's fights.
Next week or this week?
Yeah, next week's fights got a whole bunch of them. We got Johnny Gonzalez versus Gary Russell Jr.
Good fight.
Very good fight. We got Charlie versus Martin.
Good fight.
We got Kell Brook versus Jojo Dan.
Goodish fight.
Okay, we got Gavin McDonald versus Alexander Egorov.
Good fight, by the way. He's the brother that's not getting as much applause to him, but yeah, go on.
We got Adam Etches versus Sergey Kominsky.
Very quickly on that one, Adam Etches is unbeaten middleweight in this country. Everyone talks about Billy Joe Saunders, Chris Eubank. He got signed obviously under the Hatton banner, and Hatton, when Hatton lost his TV deal, he's almost been forgotten. I'm so happy he's on this card. Good fight.
Very good fight.
So Sergey Kominsky guy is the guy that beat Frank Buglioni. And even gave Martin Murray problems. Not a joke.
Not a bad fight at all. We got Don United versus Gilberto Pereira.
Okay. I don't know too much about that.
Yeah, and we got Nonito Donaire returns against William Parado. Loads of fights.
Let's see what Donaire does.
Yeah.
Let's see what Donaire does after he got beat up by your Jamaican bad boy.
Damn right, Nicholas Waters.
We'll see what he does. There you go, guys. This week in boxing, again, another packed show. Don't forget, obviously, Instagram us, tweet us, follow us, subscribe to us, do everything, please. And thanks for watching another edition of This Week in Boxing. Cheers.